So, Mama Joyce is reportedly turning up the heat when it comes to the divorce between her daughter Kandi Burruss and Todd Tucker. Allegedly, she wants Todd out of Kandi's home right now, no grace period, no slow packing, no back and forth. Word is, Joyce is insisting that everything Todd has stored in Kandi's house needs to be moved ASAP, like yesterday. And she's not playing polite about it either. Well, guess what? Now there are other reports alleging that Mama Joyce is claiming that Todd actually stole from Kandi. And it's all just messed up, guys. Okay, loves, what I can tell you is that this money issue between Kandi and Todd has been there from the very beginning. I mean, Kandi gave Todd the first draft of their prenup 48 hours before the wedding day, and Todd's attorney was Randy Kessler. See, Randy advised Todd not to sign it for many reasons. Some monetary reasons and some property reasons. And Randy also felt that this first draft was typically just the beginning of a negotiation in finalizing the prenup, because there was so little time before the wedding, and there was no time for both sides' attorneys to collaborate and negotiate. The issue was that Kandi's original prenup gave Todd nothing she brought into the marriage, including the house, which she bought before they married. It also precluded Todd from asking from any form of alimony in the event of a divorce, and he was really pissed about this. It also included a clause where he has to vacate the house within 30 days of the end of the marriage. And again, this pissed him off. Apparently, Todd's friends all advised him not to sign the prenup as well. And it was such a contention on the eve of their wedding that Todd skipped the rehearsal dinner. And he refused to go because he and Kandi were arguing about this prenup, and his friends and family and attorney were all telling him it's a big mistake. Now here's the question everyone's thinking. If Todd truly wasn't after Kandi's money, if he wasn't concerned about her assets, if he was marrying for love only, why did the financial limitations in that prenup make him this angry? Why was it such a deal breaker that he nearly walked away? Why did the clause about leaving the house bother him so much if he wasn't planning on needing Kandi's home as a safety net? Why did the no alimony rule hit such a nerve? And most of all, if he never intended to benefit financially from the marriage, why did a prenup that protected Kandi's wealth trigger such a massive meltdown? Or was he plotting all along to steal from Kandi, like the streets have been saying? Honey, best believe that Mama Joyce 100% believes what the streets are saying, given how she has always said that Todd was only drawn to the opportunities that came with being with a woman of her daughter's status. For her, a self-made multimillionaire settling down with a man making way less than her was already a major step down, and Mama Joyce called it from the beginning. Based on what people are saying, Todd moving into Kandi's house, instead of saying, let's buy something together, set the tone for their entire relationship. And Kandi, being the independent boss she's always had to be, didn't know how to let Todd lead because she's never needed anyone to lead her. Basically, Kandi, being the alpha woman and breadwinner she is, wanted a partner who would follow her lead. And fans have long felt Todd gained more from the relationship in terms of opportunities, exposure, and financial stability, just like Mama Joyce has been saying. Well, word on the street is that after years of side-eye, tension, and those infamous moments where she openly questioned Todd's intentions, Mama Joyce is allegedly saying this separation means everything must go. Clothes, production equipment, memorabilia, boxes, whatever he's got tucked away. Fans aren't shocked though, because Joyce has always said she didn't trust Todd. And now that the divorce is unfolding, she's making it clear she doesn't want him benefiting from anything tied to Kandi's name.
So is this a work in progress? Are we working at it?
We working at it.
That's fair.
Even though I do feel you're opportunist.
What do you think I'm getting out of it?
What you getting out of it?
This doesn't impress me. This
It
house,
might not
this house,
I
none
mean,
of this
but the
impresses
woman
me.
itself,
Oh,
look.
I love her to death.
Well, you gonna have to prove that to me. I got my, and I got people that they get back to me.
Always looking
I
at
know
me.
they looking at you.
As they should.
You all from New York, so you know
yeah.
y'all know y'all slick.
Baby, we are talking about someone who always called Todd an opportunist. And there was even a time Mama Joyce visited Phaedra Parks in her office, airing her grievances while calling out how, out of all people to court her daughter, Parks introduced her famous daughter to one of the workers.
Look, when she introduced Kandi to Todd, I told her I could have choked her. All these lawyers and everything else that you know, you gonna introduce her to one of the workers? Yeah, that's why I could choke you right now.
Tensions were actually so high that she and Kandi even clashed right before the wedding, all because Todd initially refused to sign the prenup. To Mama Joyce, that only confirmed what she'd suspected from the start, that Todd's intentions weren't entirely pure, and that Kandi's bank account was a big part of the picture. Also, given the massive difference in their finances, Kandi's net worth sitting around $30 million at the time, while Todd's was far lower, the prenup became a huge sticking point, and Todd's hesitation to sign only fueled Mama Joyce's belief that he was marrying Kandi for her money, and she didn't hold back in expressing that. I mean, when Mama Joyce was asked when her doubts about Todd truly intensified, she didn't hold back. She explained that her suspicions grew after Todd stopped working, saying that once he wrapped up the Kim and Kroy wedding special, that was it. According to her, most producers jumped straight into another job, but Todd took almost 2.5 months off. And Mama Joyce thought that was a little strange. She went even further, saying she actually lost respect for him, both as a man and as her daughter's husband, because she didn't see him stepping up as the provider. And as if that wasn't enough drama, Mama Joyce claimed she'd seen photos of Todd's father and mother, and that from what she saw of his father, the background seemed questionable. Like she's made it pretty clear that she doesn't trust the entire family. On the other hand, as the divorce proceedings began, it became clear that Kandi is not merely seeking to end her marriage. She allegedly also wants to take everything Todd had worked for. According to reports, Kandi already has every dollar, asset, and business interest lined up to protect her family no matter what happens. Sources say Riley is positioned to inherit the bulk of her estate, and because Ace and Blaze are still so young, Kandi is allegedly setting up individual trusts for each of them. If anything were to happen, Riley would reportedly step in as the one overseeing everything until the younger kids are of age. And with this divorce unfolding, insiders claim Kandi made sure every document was updated, notarized, and airtight, ensuring her kids remain fully taken care of no matter how messy things get. By the way, speaking of Riley, there have also been reports claiming that when Kandi first got with Todd, Riley wasn't feeling it at all. And she didn't like the idea of Kandi moving this man into their home. And honestly, a lot of people felt the same way. Over time, Riley opened up more to Todd. But where things got complicated was when Kandi started investing so much of her hard-earned money into him and his business ventures, instead of just letting him learn and build on his own. And now, Riley is allegedly glad that her mom intends to leave her in charge. I have also seen reports claiming that she always knew this heartbreaking moment was coming. And she's reportedly talked about how the conflicts between Todd, Kandi, and her grandmother continued and intensified, to the point where she had to leave the house where she grew up. Allegedly, she's been saying behind the scenes that the atmosphere at home had long changed as fierce arguments between Todd and her grandmother, which initially started as minor clashes of opinion, quickly escalated into tense confrontations. And based on what I've heard, in an effort to balance between her husband and her biological family, Kandi fell into a stressful situation, turning the once cozy home into an endless emotional arena. However, reportedly, Riley insisted that she still had love and respect for all members of her family, emphasizing that sometimes the people who love each other the most can hurt each other the most. And she expressed hope that time would heal the rifts in the family. And get this, rumor has it Todd avoided being the first to file because he's looking to request alimony. And in Georgia, that's not far-fetched. When one spouse earns substantially more, as Kandi does with her businesses, royalties, and steady revenue streams, the courts can require the higher earner to provide financial support. He's also said to be arguing that he doesn't have stable housing after selling his New Jersey place, which could strengthen his bid for temporary support while the divorce plays out. Now, even though Kandi's prenup shields everything she brought into the marriage, her properties, her companies, her money, and her personal assets, anything commingled in joint accounts, along with income made during the marriage, is still on the table for division. Then, to complicate things further, word is Todd may push for full custody of their kids, despite Kandi opting for joint custody. Honey, about Todd allegedly stealing or intending to steal from Kandi, I'm yet to see credible receipts. But at the end of the day, the dynamic between him and Kandi has shifted dramatically. Todd is now on the defensive, trying to salvage what remained of his reputation and marriage. And I'm not sure how all this is going to end for him, but I would love to know your thoughts. Do you really think he's only after Kandi's money, given what we've heard so far? Sound off down below.